Alright, welcome back. I figured I'd do another tour of a hospital. Another tour of a hospital that was pretty talked about in the news. So, right here is the heart of Queens, Elmhurst. And there it is, Elmhurst Hospital. So, this one got a lot of news. I do see some tents there, so I'm going to take a quick tour around the block and see what's changed. It is May, a Sunday, 70 degrees outside, coming to you live from Queens. There's a little bit of makeshift tents right outside the emergency room. I'll go a little bit slow here so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. Like some Spanish signs there. Lots of ER here, or emergency first responders. I can see EMS station here. News said this place was besieged with patients. So, heavy hit area. As you can see, this hospital is smack dead center of a residential area, so you don't get too many places to build a full-fledged hospital without land. And so you can see this is typical Elmhurst neighborhood. Lots of Hispanic. You see a lot of the stores. I would say a combination of Indian, but more Latino type living in these areas. All these buildings, one on top of the other. Pretty hard to stay distant, social distancing, when you got this is the workforce for New York City. This is your labor force. So all kinds of Latinos from South America. I say Latinos respectfully. I don't mean that in a bad way, but not Spanish from Spain. You're not going to find any Europeans here. This is going to take us right up to, I believe this is Roosevelt Avenue, and that is the 7 train. So this train goes all the way to Flushing. The last stop is Flushing Main Street, where we're like sort of right dead center, right in the middle, I would say. So here you're going to find a lot of, again, a lot of markets. Trying to see if this place is closed or not. If our Hispanic friends are abiding by the rules, wearing masks, social distancing. It's pretty hard to do that when you have one on top of the other in stores, and I don't see gloves. So there's some people with gloves, but for the most part, masks. Not sure if it makes a difference, but I don't see gloves. So if they're coughing and touching and what have you, I'll cut a left here and go around to the hospital so you can see the backside of that hospital, Elmhurst Hospital. But that's the proximity. So you can see you have a major subway line just a few blocks away from a hospital that was impacted severely. So again, all these stores seem to be still under quarantine, shut down. You got some peddlers there trying to get some business. Swing over to this side. Again, it's a Sunday, 70 degrees. We're right in the heart of Elmhurst, Queens. A few blocks away from the hospital that saw a ton of patients. And look at that. We're right under the subway train. That's the 7 train. Pretty crowded street here, but again, this is not normal traffic. This is looks like construction traffic. Looks like they're detouring people around. Normally this would be crawling. I wouldn't be going this fast in this area. drop down a little bit. Again, you can see all these buildings, one on top of the other. Very dense population here. I know some folks say, well, why don't you just stay apart from each other? It's pretty hard. I'll be honest with you, it's pretty hard for you to just keep everything clean like all the time. I mean, you just don't know your neighbors. This is the back of the hospital. And again, this was the hospital where they were besieged by patients. That was the news. Trying to find the makeshift morgue. Looks like they took it down. NYPD presence. Parked the car. Yep, so there you have it, folks. For the most part, people seem to be wearing masks. And they are staying indoors. It's a nice day. It's 70 degrees out Fahrenheit on a Sunday. So you would expect this place to be crawling with people, enjoying the weather. That's not happening right now. I'll just swing around here. Right back around the hospital area. Sorry for the shaking. That's the streets here. And this is the other view of the tents they set up for, I guess that's a screening tents. I'm not really sure. This was the area where people were lined up for block, one on top of the other, just to get testing. Seems like they stopped that now. There's nobody out here at all. So it just goes to show, you know, in the panic, everybody runs out, tries to get an idea of why they're coughing, and maybe they caught it while they were waiting online. Who knows, right? You may have had a cold, and you're left with COVID. This is Broadway and Woodside Avenue. I'm not sure if people like to be filmed, but I'll take you around the front here. This is the hospital. There's a couple of thank yous. Get a couple of those. And it's a nice big parking lot, which seems kind of empty right now. So for a hospital that was inundated, besieged, it doesn't look that busy right now. Okay, that ends the tour of the Elmhurst Hospital. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below if you want to see some other location. Let me know a route. I'll see if I can drive in Queens, New York.